What's up, Primal Gang? Gonna watch this video called Attractive Men Should Have a Roaster. A viewer of mine recommended me this video. I read some of the comments and men are like really angry at her, telling her to delete her channel, telling her that she will never find a partner for herself. It's not her in this picture. I already saw her. She's pretty attractive. Yeah, I don't know why would they say that, but yeah, let's just watch it.
Hi, I'm Aria, and I'm gonna tell you the truths that most women will never admit. I've had my Discord up and running for a few days now, and lots of my subscribers have sent me their pictures asking for face ratings. Now, I don't like the scale, and I don't like ratings because, as I said in my last video, it's impossible to be completely objective. But something I've noticed is that there are a lot of men in this space who think they are sub 5 and then
I agree with the ratings. You can't really come up with fair ratings, cause being from a certain place, even if the rest of the world would say like a number, like they are being judgmental, uh, the the girls from that country, they would love to be with you. Okay, it's one thing that, yeah, we have movies and all of that, and they have like different ideas, but I would say like not even 100 years ago, uh, yeah, they would be happy to just marry a good man from their own country.
they're absolutely wrong. There's a plague of underrating in this space that, to be fair, can be easily explained by the crabs in a bucket mentality combined with judging each other through the male gaze instead of the female gaze. Essentially, the actual sub 5 men are harshly judging other men to make them feel as bad as they do themselves, on top of the fact that they don't actually know what women find attractive in the first place.
They are bullies, I'm telling you. um when I uploaded my face on TikTok, just making some random videos, just showing my face and placing just some music, that type of video. It's not like I was doing like a TikTok dance or whatever. I got like 3,000 views per video, 3,000. Uploaded like three or four videos, and yeah, all of them went over 2 or 3,000, whatever. And I was also receiving some comments like being called a subhuman. And when I clicked on their channel, they did not have any videos or pictures of themselves, and in the status it was saying 5'8" and cope until rope or something like that, and calling themselves or the other one was like 5'7" or whatever. I don't remember really what height, but it was saying like MTN and I don't know what. Oh my days, man. When you're giving yourself such a video game names, it's like kind of hard to understand, even for someone who's like not too much into these black pill words or whatever. I don't know. I have no patience to look up what that means, but I guess it's something bad if you don't have any pictures and you just leave like bullying comments. And for me, it wasn't bullying, man. I was laughing so hard because what in the world? I never heard such things. Like back in my when I was in my 20s, we would never say things like that. I don't know. It was like just different times, man.
Now, big shout out to all the amazing guys in my Discord. You guys have given me so many great ideas for content. You've really helped me understand the space on a deeper level. And most importantly, you've made the very scary and intimidating process of growing way more rapidly than I ever imagined into something fun and exciting and positive. So,
I should create a Discord.
seriously, thank you guys so much. All of this is to say that I've decided to start making videos for all the average and attractive men who have found my channel because there's a surprising amount of Chads and Chadlights in this community, at least in my Discord. So this is going to be one of those videos. This video is for all the guys who are average and above, black-pilled, and just want genuine, cope-free advice on how to navigate this looks-based society we live in. My number one piece of advice will always be to soft looks max, but my second piece of advice is to roster date. The roster is the way, guys. The roster is how you learn something called detachment. This term has a very negative connotation, but when I say detachment, I'm not talking about being emotionally unavailable to women. I'm just talking about not getting overly emotionally invested too soon or at the slightest hint of interest from a woman.
Yeah, I completely disagree with this. If you get to the stage where you're just not even attached to your partners, I would say that's a really sad existence. You can only get there just by being so hurt that you don't care anymore. And yeah, having multiple partners can lead you to that stage where you just don't care anymore, man. And I would say only like a super broken heart can lead you there, because naturally, if you want to get attached to someone, and what she's saying here, that to like refuse to get attached, I don't know, man. If naturally you want to create with someone a family, or want to be together for longer than just a one night stand or 1 month, you want to be together for years and years, and you want to, like, I don't know, mind control yourself that yeah, you don't really want to do this or whatever. That's just a sad existence. And I don't think you should force yourself to be that way. If you feel like you want more than one night stand from someone, then you should always tell her that yeah, she's making you happy, and yeah, just be honest. Don't worry too much. Those are all lies that if you are open up emotionally, then the woman is going to abandon you or going to take you for granted or whatever. Sometimes that is the case, but if only because you told them honestly that how you like feel towards them, only because of that they start acting like emotionally distant. That only means that they have never been really attached to you, like emotionally. Either they are damaged, or they just think that they can do better, and yeah, they just want to move on. But sometimes they are just together with you because they want to prove themselves. They want to prove it to themselves that they can get your love, and you can fall under their control. Because sometimes guys act like hard to get, and yeah, women do the same, of course, sometimes. But yeah, some people are just not authentic nowadays because they follow all these dating tips and whatever. So I straight away disagree with her. In a way, it's good to be able to detach, because yeah, you're gonna be less hurt. But in the same way, you're just going to have a really hard time bonding with someone, because yeah, you're just not able to have bonds, because you always feel like, yeah, she's going to abandon me, and yeah, I'm gonna have to find a new girlfriend.
Having more than one woman you're talking to at any given point is going to prevent you from these situations where the outcome of one interaction with one woman is making or breaking your day, week, or month. Not only does the roster spread out that emotional burden, but it also lowers the impact of a rejection.
Yes, this is correct, because if you have multiple options, it's not going to affect you as much. Okay, it's just not going to. That's just how it is. If if you see that someone plays games or whatever, you can just move on from them, because you know they are not serious. And if one time they just play games or whatever, there is a chance that it's going to be very often. Okay, sometimes they just testing the waters to see what you're made of, and if your armor has some damage on it or whatever, because you know, women are really good at this, to find out your weakness, and to see what you're really made of, to see if you're capable of life, and you're not just getting like super sad because yeah, she said something or whatever. They want to see that you're resilient. I would say this is completely natural to have it. It's not because they are bad, it's because they want to pick a partner who looks good and also emotionally and physically is strong. Because what if one day, you just get sad for something, and because of that, you're no longer gonna be able to be a good partner, because I don't know, you just feel sad or whatever, and you don't feel like doing your things to, I don't know, take care of the family, or take care of the bills or whatever, yeah, or provide food, or yeah, all of that.
The roster will teach you that getting a rejection isn't actually that big of a deal, and one woman not being interested doesn't mean there aren't other women who are. And instead of that being the, oh, there's plenty of fish in the sea, cope, it's actually true. Sarah ghosts you, no big deal. You can just hit up Amanda. Another benefit of having a roster is that it teaches you about what you like and what you're looking for. When you talk to multiple women at a time, you start to notice the types of behaviors that you find attractive and the types of behaviors that you really don't like. Women will stop being this unrelatable, mysterious, confusing, mystical, untouchable thing to you. You'll start to see that men and women are much more similar than you think. You'll see that women are also nervous and scared of rejection. They want you to like them, and they'll also say and do stupid things to mess it up. Men reject women too, and that's something you will get experience with if you have a roster. Yes, sometimes women will reject you, but you will also reject women who don't really measure up to the other women on the roster. Another reason to have a roster is because it will keep your phone from getting dry. It will force you to talk to women often and learn to be comfortable in casual conversations and small talk. It'll also teach you what is oversharing and what isn't sharing enough. You'll learn what's pushing too hard and when you need to be more assertive.
Yes, women are going to treat you differently if they know that you can just walk out on the street and get a new one, and they are just getting replaced and forgotten. They definitely going to treat you differently because of that, compared to not having any options whatsoever, and they know that you're going to put up with bad behavior by them. And honestly, you should never put up with bad behavior, because it always leads to, you can snap one day and you do something and you're gonna end up in jail, okay, because of that, or with a fine, or with a restricting order, or whatever, you know. I would say never in your life put up with bad behavior. It's like with super toxic behavior, just because she has like a banter or whatever, or makes jokes around, and she's laughing and she's being sweet or whatever, yeah, that's fine. But when she looks like angry at you and just wants to be toxic for no reason when you're really kind, you should never put up with that. I would say it's better to be single than to be in like a super toxic relationship. And yeah, never put up with things like hitting or kicking by her, because I had experience like that in the past, where she was just jokingly like punching my shoulder, and I was like, if you do this again, you'll never see me again. And she immediately stopped, it just never happened again. And I never hit her back in my life, because if I would hit her, then yeah, that wouldn't be nice, I'm telling you.
You don't have to stress about being perfect at conversation. You can just try different things, and if it doesn't work and she goes, you can just try again with another woman on the roster. Now, I want to take a moment to address the fact that a lot of women do get very unnecessarily offended by men having a roster. In my opinion, this is silly and pretty illogical on their part. If there are any women watching this, ladies, men having a roster is what shapes them into good partners. It builds their confidence. It teaches them how to treat women the way we want to be treated. It helps them get experience in the physical aspect, and it makes them more emotionally stable and empathetic towards women.
Yes, because if you like dated around and had multiple options, then you kind of know what it's going to feel like. I don't know. You're gonna know what it feel like to just jump from one to the other, and when you find the one that you're more attracted to them, and you're ready to settle down and be more serious with them, uh, you are just not going to be as curious, okay, as someone who just had their first ones, okay. But in the same time, just for that, you should not so-called program yourself to not get attached. Maybe you meet your first one, and it's already good enough, okay, for you. And yeah, that there can be like different scenarios, okay. And it's not like you should always go for having multiple partners. If you can just get exactly what you want, then just go for it. There's no need to waste time.
Experience is how men don't end up insecure, always accusing you of cheating, getting unnecessarily jealous and paranoid, okay? These bad behaviors are a result of insecurity, and the most confident men are ones with the most experience.
I can tell you stories about that. I can tell you stories where I just knew stuff, okay? Because I had proof, okay? And they would still say that no, nothing like that is going on. So it's like without her knowing that what I know, okay? But they are still going to like tell in your face, and they're gonna pretend that you are the one jealous or whatever. They are pretty sneaky, okay, some of them, and they're gonna act like you're the jealous guy or whatever. But I'm telling you, if you're feeling something that they are just being how to say it, like too flirty with certain guys, it means that they are flirty with other guys, okay. And yeah, that's just how it is. If you feel it, there are cases when you can be like paranoid or whatever, but trust me, if they are even joking with someone about being flirty or whatever, they would get together with them if they were not with you, or maybe they already do in your back. So yeah, if you feel something, you should trust your own senses, but sometimes your senses can be like not too accurate, maybe because of bad diet or something. That's why eating our natural diet gets you like I would say eating meat and organs gets you in your natural senses, and you can feel it when someone is just being dishonest, and they are actually so-called uh, uh, like chatting up other guys or flirting with them or whatever.
Experience dating. You know that romance novel guy, the high value man? That kind of man is an experienced man. I'm not saying you need to sleep with a man to train him up for his future wife. Absolutely not. I personally don't sleep with any man unless we have agreed to cut off the rosters and be in a relationship together. Yes, I think women should also have a roster for all the same reasons that men should. The problem is that women sleep with the men before there's a connection and a commitment and he's properly courted you. Then you get too emotionally attached, which completely defeats the entire purpose of the roster. And then when he doesn't choose you to be exclusive with, that's when you start accusing men of being narcissists and manipulating you, using you for your body. Like, I'm genuinely sick of seeing this play out on TikTok, okay? Rejection is not narcissism or manipulation. If it was, then you'd also be considered a narcissist and a manipulator, so let's stop the gaslighting.
Yeah, here's why people call others narcissists. So listen, when you're when like your hormones want somebody, okay, let's just put it that way, like you're attracted to somebody, you're going to be in a way different mindset after let's say few days of being together. You're going to have a different mindset, and if there's somebody else, and I don't know, man, how to put it, if you're like not fully attracted, but you're like settled for someone less than you desired, you're going to act differently after that, especially if you have like multiple options, and they're gonna think that you were serious, and meanwhile you were not really. You just wanted to you know what, and they are going to think that you just so-called love bombed them, and then you just abandoned or whatever, and they are going to call you names, and they're going to call you a narcissist, and all of that. Yeah, that things does happen, but yeah, this is why it's important to only compliment partners, and be together with partners who you know for sure that you can stick out with them, and someone who is really happy in their life, they are not going to they're not going to accuse you of being a narcissist or whatever. They are just going to understand that, hey, it did not work out, and that's it.
Have a roster. Don't sleep with the men, and get used to all the same things I explained for the men. Get comfortable dating and rejecting and getting rejected by men. Understand that rejection and not getting what you want is part of life, and it's not really that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. You can always just try again with someone else. This way of healthy dating, okay, healthy dating experience, it will result in two healthy individuals coming together and having a healthy relationship.
And this is good advice, actually, because if she's saying that yeah, don't sleep with them, then it somewhat creates a boundary, and you can only sleep, you can only like sleep together with she holds herself to this standard, so it's basically good for her, okay? Because if she like holds herself to this standard, she can only meet and get like really attached to people that she really feels something for them, okay? And yeah, only when it's like more sure that the guy is going to be around for longer, only then. I know that naturally you would just like you know what, just be together all of a sudden, and without knowing much, because yeah, knowing much, it's like not super important. It's all about how you perceive her and how good looking you see each other or whatever. Yeah, like that's all that it matters, basically, and that's how you are going to treat each other like nicely, if you like really accepting and all of that.
When they choose each other to be serious about. Finding that perfect partner is a result of having a roster. You've learned how to communicate well. You've learned how to listen to the needs of your partners. You've learned how to pace the build-up from the talking stage to going on dates and hanging out. You've figured out the traits you do and don't like in a partner. You've figured out what you respond to the strongest physically, so what your type is attractiveness-wise. You've learned how to handle rejection and how to reject others. And you've learned to not get emotionally invested too much too soon. So you have more security, self-esteem, and confidence. When two people who are both like this come together and the physical attraction is really high, that's when you get the ideal relationship. You can also be very sure that this person is the ideal because once they enter your roster, you'll start to slowly but surely favor them over the others, right? You'll feel more excited to get a text from them than the others. You start thinking about them more. You'll want to be on the phone. You'll want to see them more often. It'll be very clear when you find the one you want to cut off the roster for and get into a monogamous relationship with. Now, sometimes this happens where you have a favorite, but you end up not being their favorite in return. That's okay. Why? Because you still have an active roster to fall back on, and they can still be on your roster as long as they don't get into a relationship with someone else. If and when that does happen, you mourn the loss, but it doesn't completely destroy you because you still have your other options to help you lick your wounds and to help you move on. This also opens up a spot, so you get the excitement of going on the hunt again to soften the blow as well. Now, I want to touch on whether or not you should inform your options that you have a roster. Honestly, it's completely up to you. There's benefits and negatives to both. The positives of being honest is not having to deal with the fallout from partners who were under the impression that they were the only one you were talking to, and then finding out in a dramatic way that they're not. Also, you can avoid situations like accidentally talking to two friends when you didn't know they were friends, then it comes out that you were talking to both, and yeah, never a fun situation. Being honest up front can also benefit you because then you've got very eager roster members.
I don't know. I wouldn't have time to talk to like so many people at once, and I don't even I'm not in that mentality. Usually, I just pick the one that I like the most. That's how I am.
Okay, they will get competitive and want to be your number one draft pick. People are naturally competitive and will work hard to be your favorite, so that's always nice. Now, the negatives of being honest is that it will shrink your option pool, particularly if you lean more average looking than very attractive. If you're genuinely attractive, then it really won't affect you that much. And if you're dating your looks matches, the chances are high that they will also have a roster and will understand. You just have to be prepared for that and not be a hypocrite. If you have a roster, you can't really expect the other person not to as well. If you are like that, then you're probably insecure and not in a position to handle a real relationship yet. Operate
That's kind of true. Like you can't just expect that it's okay when you're doing it, but it's not okay when they are doing it to you. Okay? I don't know. That is some type of next level delusion. I get it that it's good for you for you to be able to do it and to tell them no, they are not allowed to do or whatever. I get it that can hurt, but the same way it goes to them. If you hurt them, they are just not going to treat you the same. Okay? Yes, some of them they are going to try harder, and that may feel nice. But over time, if you just keep on like texting like multiple, they they are going to resent you in the future in some ways. Okay, because if you hurt someone emotionally, somehow they are want to get back to you that pain. Okay, like maybe in like subtle ways or whatever. I would say it's better to not hurt anybody emotionally who are you're like or anybody at all. But yeah, that's ideal because uh, I, I really think it's really bad for anybody to get hurt emotionally because that's pretty painful. Um, what I wanted to say, man.
Operating from a place of hypocrisy can shrink your option pool even if you're attractive, but you can definitely still find partners with lower self esteem who will agree to be on your roster and be monogamous to you.
Oh yeah, when you know that you're going to be serious with someone, you should really consider what are you going to say, and you should just cut out the others in some way, because You really don't want to hurt them at all, not even 1%, okay? Because that is going to affect the relationship a lot, and then she's going to need to have like so-called a process of forgiveness and to understand all the things. And it's better to just have only positive emotions, okay, with them, and not to like sabotage the trust in any way.
To you. So it's still worth trying. Just know that attractive women have options, and there's a mutual understanding amongst very attractive people that we're all actively dating until we agree to be monogamous. So yeah, even if they don't have a roster of their own, they can still agree to date you if you're honest about having a roster. Just keep in mind that these are usually the ones that end up being difficult. These are the ones that require a lot of energy because they are insecure and will be constantly thinking about who else you're dating and spiraling over it. But at the same time, if
Yeah, better end the relationship, I'm telling you right now. It's just better to end it. If you feel like they are like hurting you straight away, like really badly, yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to stay around that type of relationship.
they are willing to keep dating you anyway, then it means they are really, really, really into you, and it can be kind of fun to date someone who's that into you, I won't lie. But if it crosses a line and you know they aren't good enough or the most attractive person on the roster, then it's best to keep them on the bench. Like, let them be a fan instead of an active player on the field, if that makes sense. Because keep in mind, the entire point of having a roster is to avoid becoming like them, okay? It's to avoid becoming a fan. We want to avoid fan behavior at all cost. You are the star of your own life, not a fan or a side character in another person's story. When it comes to the potential roster members with this type of fan behavior, it's going to be draining. So you need to ask yourself if it's worth it. Like, basically, the big question you need to ask yourself is this person attractive enough to be acting this way? So yeah, it depends. Personally, if someone asks if I have a roster, I am honest about it. But I also don't feel the need to ask others. I just
I never heard this term ever before, called roster. But yeah, it's just a different way to say that yeah, you're talking to multiple people.
operate under the assumption that they do have an active roster. Because to be honest, the type of men I date, I mean, they usually have a roster, and that's just how it is. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, I will
Yes, it does. 100%. Okay, she's kinda in denial.
text, talk on the phone, let them take me out. We'll go on our little hikes and little workout day dates together. Just enjoy hanging out and getting to know each other. I will hold hands, hug, kiss, make out, cuddle, or whatever if I feel comfortable and it gets to that point. But I will not, under any circumstances, sleep with them unless it's decided we both cut off our rosters and enter an exclusive relationship. And that's after vetting, building genuine trust, and a real emotional connection. Men are very unlikely to reach that stage if they aren't taking you seriously or prefer another person they're seeing over you. I have not experienced a situation where we got that far and he lied just to sleep with me and then disappeared. Okay, ladies, believe it or not, the vast majority of men are not sociopaths or narcissists like the internet so desperately wants you to believe. Men are looking for a good, healthy relationship with an attractive woman. I'm going to be honest, very brutally honest with you right now. If your dating experiences have all been terrible and full of stress and heartbreak and drama, and men are using you for your body or not taking you seriously, chances are you are not very attractive, or you might just be overweight, or the way you dress and act may have men seeing you as the fun girl on the roster, not the relationship girl that gets taken seriously. The roster is how you properly date in the modern world. This is how you protect yourself from a lot of the traumas that turn people into someone that resents the opposite gender and ends up on TikTok ranting about narcissists and traumas and how terrible dating is. Dating should not be terrible. Dating is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable and feel good and be adding to your life, not taking away from it, not draining you. So if you guys would like me to make a part 2 where I go into more detail on these dynamics and teach you how to start building a roster, then let me know in the comment section. And as always, please remember that I'm only telling you guys this stuff because you deserve the truth, okay? You really do.
Yeah, what in the world? I switched to video. Whatever. Yeah, what I wanted to say that, yeah, having multiple options is going to open your eyes in some ways, and having some boundaries that what are you willing to do, it is going to save you like in some ways of the heartache. But when you're like super young and you don't have much experience, you can't just know these things. And sometimes you just won't stay together with the first person you get. And yeah, it's difficult also nowadays that also women don't really eat their natural diet. They eat like grains and seed oils and whatever, and they are going to be like more like so-called nagging or whatever. And yeah, that won't affect your moods as it's supposed to be, okay? Because they're gonna act like in a bad way towards you just because they are like hormonally imbalanced and super sensitive, okay? And you should have a good diet, and they should always also have a good diet. That's just how it goes, to be like more accurate in terms of like what gets you like triggered or whatever. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching.